in previous video we discussed theoretically different way to configure the interfaces in Kali Linux. The first method is Ifconfig, either Ifconfig. Ifconfig or Ifconfig means interface configuration, and it is a command line utility used to configure and manage network interfaces and many flavor of Linux, including Kali Linux as well. Even though Ifconfig is a powerful tool, however, it has been deprecated in many Linux distributions, including Kali Linux as well. The IP command is the recommended replacement, which we will see in the next video. However, still we can use Ifconfig because it's widely available and used in many Linux. In case if it is not installed, so you can easily install using the command apt install net tools in Kali Linux in case if it is not available. And these are the command which we will see in the lab: how to configure the IP address and subnet mask, how to configure IP address only separately and subnet mask separately, how to configure the default route, how to configure the broadcast address, and how to configure all these in one command. How to shut down the interface, how to up the interface, how to change the hardware address, means the MAC address, and how to use them to check the IP address and other detail. So let's go to our Kali Linux. Okay, and let me change sudo to su. It's better to as a super user. Okay, and let me type ifconfig. So the command is available in case if it show an error. So what I can do, I can easily install by apt install net tools, and this way you can install the ifconfig command. It is already there in my case. Now if I type ifconfig -help, so here you will see all the detail, how you can use them. These are the detail. Okay, also you can use a manual ifconfig. So here you will find configure a network interfaces and so many example switches option and all those detail you can easily find out from manual. Let me quit Q. Now let's come to the point. So what I can do, the first command is ifconfig. It will show you all the interfaces detail. In my case, I have only Ethernet 0 and loopback interface. So this is the IP address, this is the subnet mask, broadcast address, and IPv6 address, and I can see the Ethernet address, MAC address, and receive and transmit packet, a drop packet, etc. And similarly for other interfaces. In my case, I have only one interface and one loopback. Even it will show you the wireless interfaces as well. If you want to see all the interfaces, you can type -a. Again, it's the same result. If you need the specific interface, you need to mention them. So I say just show me the Ethernet 0 interface detail. So in this case, it will not show you the loopback interface. Now, if you need a summary, you can type -s. So it will show you in summarized version 2 interfaces I have, Ethernet and loopback interface. And if you want to see all the interface, -a is the same like ifconfig. Okay. Now coming to how we can configure the IP address using this command. So ifconfig and then the interface detail, in this case Ethernet 0, and then the IP address 192.168, and then the subnet mask. So I changed the IP to 100. Previously my IP address is 184. Just want to verify that it's changed or not. So I say Ethernet, change the IP address to this one and subnet mask to this one, and hit enter. and let me verify Ethernet 0, and now you can see the new IP address is 114.100, which I use this command to change the IP. Although it's not persistent, when the system reboot, it will change them to the network manager one. Got it? Even I can do this one by simply type IP address, and then I can type the subnet mask separately. Here I need to type the this is the IP address, and then the net mask, and then 255.255.255.0. Okay, so it's also possible separately. However, I would recommend to use both in one command. Got it? Next, how to configure the route. So the route we need to use the route command, and that is route add and default. Sorry, it's wrong. Route add default gateway, and then my gateway in this case is 114.2 and Ethernet 0. As a network is unreachable, it means we need to shut down and up the interfaces. Okay, so what I can do, again we can use Ifconfig command. So Ifconfig, okay, Ethernet 0, and I said down, okay, and then make it up. Now the interfaces, by the way, let me show you, it means down. So if I say Ifconfig, so you can see only loopback is available. My Ethernet has been down. So if I want to bring them up, and here also show you here is disconnected, and here you need to type up to bring it up. Okay, and again if I use Ifconfig, you will see the interface is back. However, with the new IP addresses, as I say, it's not persistent if you use this command. Now what I will say, if you want to change the route, so let's go back to that command. It will take the route command now. Route add default gateway and Ethernet. Now if I type route, so I add this one. By the way, you can delete them as well. Done. Also, if I go back and check Ifconfig, so I have a broadcast address as well. So you can change this broadcast address as well using the ifconfig command. And for that ifconfig command, you need to type this one, and then the interface, and after that type broadcast, and then the broadcast. So in this case, I type the same broadcast and hit enter. So this is the command to set the broadcast address in case if you want to change the broadcast address for the specific interface. Or you can do all these things in one command, Ifconfig and Ethernet 0, okay, and then type the IP address, then the subnet mask, then the broadcast, and let me copy the broadcast from here, copy, and let me paste here. So all three in one command and hit enter. Now it will change the IP, sorry, 200, okay, the subnet mask, and also the broadcast address. In one command, I change all these three. So it's also possible. Let me clear the screen. It's better to show only this interface. I already told you how to make the interface down and up. Now coming to, in case if you want to change the hardware address using this command, ifconfig. So now right now I have 000C29AE0A14 MAC address. I want to change this temporary. So what I can do, I can use ifconfig and then the interface detail, which is Ethernet 0 in my case, and then hardware, okay, and then the Ethernet, I think so is ETHER, and then type the new Ethernet address. So I can type 00 and let me say 11, suppose 22334455. It's complete, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6, yeah, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and hit enter. Now I change my MAC address. Let's verify. So I can go on up and hit enter. So previously my MAC address was 000C2914. Now I change the MAC address to 001122334455 just to show you. So you can use this command to change your hardware address for this specific interface as well. And if I need my interface, so I can always use, by the way, the grep command as well, and I say Ethernet. So this is my new Ethernet address. I can filter them by, you can filter by any, by IP address, by whatever, but in this case I just need the new Ethernet address for this one. So it show me like this. So this was the Ifconfig command, interface configuration command, to change your interfaces detail.